Are you guys ready? All right, let's do this. Super exciting level 1 series here that we got going on. So if you guys are brand new, welcome to my channels, my videos. I'm glad to have you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So anyway, one of the first things that you have to have is Python 3.0 and over, right? We don't want any older Python versions in the 2 version, right? We want 3 and up. Another thing here, VS Code. Make sure you have your editor open and ready to learn. Really cool stuff on this series here, guys. All right. All right. So first things first, let's go and install a Python environment, virtual environment here. So that way we could separate some of these resources from our operating system. Now, I'm going to be using I'm going to prefix this directory with a dot. What this is going to do is going to clean up this clutter that we usually have here, right? A lot of files and folders. And it's also going to allow VS Code here to automatically detect our virtual environment and other editors as well. So it's going to be pretty cool because everybody uses its prefix in this folder with a dot, all the developers. But I don't use it much in my courses, in my beginners courses, because it confuses beginners. All right, but don't get confused. It's the same thing. It's just we're prefixing it so other tools can actually use it better. All right, and detect it better. All right, so once we have that, then we have to remember to activate our environment, right? In a Mac, we do the bin, right? In Windows, you guys are doing the scripts and then activate, right? So yours would be in the scripts folder. But anyway, so you guys should know how to do that. I probably got a video for you guys. Next thing is we're going to install this library, this awesome library, guys, that is called PySci sits from the Qt framework. Super cool, guys. All right, really powerful. One of the most powerful framework in the world, built in C++. I probably told you that already. But Tesla is there using it. Mercedes is using it. There's so many companies and applications. It's crazy. I'm really excited to teach you this stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to create a file here called app.py. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to import this library packages or modules into our project. So let's go ahead and start by doing from, and then we do PySci. Now, if you don't get this auto completion like I am getting it right now, what you need to do is do Shift Command P, and that's gonna open your command palette here, and just write select after the greater than symbol here, right? Don't take that off. Select interpreter, and then go ahead and choose that, and make sure that you choose the one that you got right here, right? For those of you that are not seeing this dot right here, or you're not seeing that folder, make sure that your show hidden files configuration is on for your operating system. All right, so choose that, and now you should be able to get that, from that. If that doesn't work, make sure you open this up again and you do reload window, and that's gonna reload the window, all right? Anyway, so PySci sits, and then we're gonna get from that the Qt widgets, just like that, all right? Very important to get autocomplete here because it saves a lot of time, plus we don't have perfect memory here, right? Well, some of us don't, right? So Q application, we're gonna take that out, and also main window here, very important. That's actually one of the most important things. All right, and we're gonna import the system module here. Perfect, all right. So the next thing here would be to create a class, and you can name it whatever you want. Mine would be main window, right? Very common to do. And now the next thing would be to inject this guy into this class right here, so we can inherit the methods and properties or attributes from this class. And then we're gonna initialize this. This is the initializer, right? Where we're gonna initialize the data for our application. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call super. Super is going to allow me to have access to the init function of this class right here. So that way we can access its methods and properties or attributes. And when I say properties, and attributes, they're both the same, right? I'm just used to it. Now I'm gonna access one of those beautiful methods that it has to set the title. We're gonna start with something very simple, and we're gonna say my first app. Okay. Now, when we talk about window, we're talking about this window here of applications. This is VS Code here, but this is still a window of your operating system, okay? So what we're building is a window just like this one here, right? And we're just setting up different things on this window. Right now, we're just setting a title for the window, okay? So you can open any program in your computer and look at the title, and this is what we're doing, okay? Now we're gonna do the sizing here. So we're gonna access another method here, and it's gonna have a couple arguments that we need to pass in. So first of all, it's gonna have the X. The X's is like this, X and Y, all right? X means horizontal, and Y means vertically, right? So the first one is from the left to the right, and then the second one would be vertically from the top to the bottom, okay? All right. Here, the third one would be the width, and the fourth one would be the length. Simple as that. Now we're setting everything. We got the title and we got the sizing for our application. That's all we need for now. Later on, we set the buttons, we set more sizing, more layouts, and all that stuff. But right now, this is all we need to see something happening here. You're gonna build your first app, get really excited. So we're gonna do the common Python check here, just to make sure we run this from this file. And then we're gonna create the application object. So I'm just gonna use this guy right here, okay? And we're gonna pass in, now we can pass in an empty list here, but it's very common, it's very good practice to pass in the system arguments, just like that. And that's why we imported this guy right here, right? All right. Now this is just, so Qt, PySits. When I say Qt, I mean the framework, the core framework, but let's just call it PySits. PySits is gonna use this behind the scenes to do some things, all right? It's a little advanced, so we're not gonna touch that right now, but we'll touch it in the future. And then we're gonna instantiate our main window here, just like that. And now that we have a window, then we can call a method that is gonna make sure that we show the window. Now you're not gonna see the window immediately here because it's gonna, show up and hide real quick. It's not gonna keep it active. We need to do one more thing here to make it active. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and use app here to do exec, just like that. And this here, we run the event loop, all right? So this event loop is something that every GUI in your operating system is actually using, all right? So this here, what it actually does is that never-ending cycle where Qt or your program waits for the user inputs, clicks, typing, resizing, etc. Right? Events basically. It's waiting for things to. It's listening for things. Look at this like a waiter, right? It's waiting for orders. So this is a never-ending loop, all right? But what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna be using system here, the system module, all right? And I'm gonna be passing that in there because this is going to help. Let me just finish writing that down. It's system exit, actually. All right, and let me just put that in there, and then explain to you why I'm wrapping that in there. So this here, the system.exit, is gonna forward. It's gonna forward this to our application, to our OS system, our operating system. Okay, it's gonna forward a number, either 0 or 1, I believe. And it's gonna make sure that, launchers or scripts know whether our program ended successfully. Okay, simple as that. That's all we're doing here. So make sure you save your application there. And now all you have to do is run the file here, the app.py, right? So we run it and press enter here, and you can see the little window here, right? So this window, the event here, the event loop is actually running. You can see that you cannot clear this out. So what you need to do is we need to close this. And when we close that, that's when things actually exit. We exit that event loop. You can see that there. So we do that again, and you can see that there. But when I click it, watch this. It's out of it, okay? And now you have built your first small application. Even if it doesn't have anything, is still the starting point. You're gonna see how awesome it's gonna be once we finish this level 1 and then we go to the level 2 and so on. It's going to be awesome. We're going to build some really cool stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lecture. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. This really helps a lot. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.